close the door, please. And welcome to the main news at 20 hours. My name is Indanji Simwaza. The headlines. President Edgar Lungu urged the nation and the Kaunda family to look to God in difficult times. Zambia Zambia Premier League game to kick off as scheduled. Africa in a full-blown third wave of COVID-19. Now the news in detail. President Edgar Lungu has called on the family of the late Dr. Kenneth Kaunda to be strong and look to God during this trying moment. Speaking when he visited the funeral house of late Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, President Lungu described Dr. Kaunda as a gallant soldier. He said the death of Dr. Kaunda is a great loss to the country. Dr. Kaunda died on the 7th of June 2021 at Mainasoko Hospital in Lusaka. More in the following report.
A dark cloud has once again befallen Zambia as the first Republican president, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, dies at 97.
Lord, have mercy upon us. Father, when we have erred, but Father, have mercy.
The death of Dr. Kaunda has been described by President Edgar Lungu as a great loss not only to the family, but the nation and African region as a whole. Speaking when he visited the funeral house, President Lungu says Dr. Kaunda was a great man who fought for the liberation of the country. He says Dr. Kaunda will be remembered for his great contribution towards the colonial era.
Adhering to regulations. Numbers have swelled and people are dying. Every other day we post so much that this should not be a subject of speculation anymore. It should be reality, and let's take it as such. So my message is only this: please let's move on, but within the confines of adhering to the COVID-19 regulations. Otherwise, we will perish.
Dr. Kaunda's son, Panji Kaunda, says the family and the nation has lost a father of the soil.
We accept what God has given us, and 97 years on earth is not a joke. So really we must praise God for the life that our father led, and the example that he has given to us. He was a human being, he was fallible to make mistakes, but this was more the positive that he did than the mistakes he made in his life.
And Ministry of Information Permanent Secretary Amos Malupenga says Dr. Kaunda has left a huge gap in the country.
In my various personal interactions with them is just the humility. You know, someone who was such an international icon, that when you interacted with them, you never got the feeling that you were interacting with the founding father or the father of the nation, or the man with such kind of guarantee. So humility is something that struck me most.
Dr. Kaunda died on 17th June 2021 at 97 years, and President Edgar Lungu declared a 21 days of national mourning. For Live TV News, Chisola Esther, Lusaka.
Of Zambia, accredited to various countries across the globe, have mourned first Republican President of Zambia, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, who died at Mainasoko Military Hospital in Lusaka yesterday. The envoy said Dr. Kaunda will be remembered for being instrumental in national emancipation, integration, unity through his famous motto, One Zambia, One Nation. Dean of the Zambian Diplomatic Corps and Zambia High Commission to India, Judith Kapichimpanga, says the first Republican president left a legacy to be emulated by many generations to come for being a passionate advocate and an icon statesman who fought for regional and global peace.
His Excellency Dr. Kaunda will be fondly remembered for being instrumental in national emancipation, integration,
and unity through his famous motto, One Zambia, One Nation. The first Republican president will leave a legacy to be emulated by many generations to come for being a passionate advocate and iconic statesman who fought for regional and global peace. Dr. Kaunda will forever remain a champion of Africa's freedom for his selfless devotion in the fight against colonialism and for playing a pivotal role in the liberation of the continent.
And the Pentecost Assemblies of God presiding Bishop Joshua Banda has described the late Dr. Kenneth Kaunda as an icon of hope. Bishop Banda said the country must reflect on the life of the late KK.
My encouragement to the nation is that we use the passing of Dr. Kaunda as an opportunity to unite, to pull together. Remember, he popularized the adage, One Zambia, One Nation. And he lived by it. He demonstrated it. And those are values that we must remember. So at a time like now, when we have seen some skirmishes of violence in terms of related to the political activity that has gone on, let this period of mourning, these 21 days, be moments of us coming together, forgiving one another, and pulling together as a family so that we can truly demonstrate the spirit of One Zambia, One Nation. It's a time to come together.
The South African government has declared 10 days of national mourning with immediate effect to honor Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. President Cyril Ramaphosa said flag will fly at half-mast to pay tribute to the following leader. And Botswana President Eric Masisi has declared a 7-day mourning period for late Kenneth Kaunda. More in the following report.
The death of Zambia's first Republican president, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, has touched many. Of the many touched are presidents from Botswana and South Africa who have declared a 7 and 10 days national mourning respectively. The president said the loss has not only affected Zambia but Africa as a whole. In his message of condolences to Zambia, Botswana's president described Dr. Kaunda as an iconic statesman of the highest credentials. And South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has this to say.
The passing of President Kenneth Kaunda has saddened us as South Africans. We bow our heads in grief at the passing of a beloved and rightfully revered father of African independence and unity. We are united in our sadness with the Kaunda family and the government and the people of the Republic of Zambia. We are also united in our sadness with the people of our region, Southern Africa, as well as our continent, to whom Kenneth Kaunda's leadership was a source of enormous inspiration and resilience.
Dr. Kaunda died on Thursday, 17th June at Mainasoko Hospital in Lusaka after a short illness. Live TV News, Chisola Esther, Lusaka.
And opposition political party leaders in Zambia have described the death of Dr. Kenneth Kaunda as a great loss for Zambia. 5 political party leaders say the death of Dr. Kaunda must unify the country. The 5 include the UPND, MMD, NAREB, New Congress Party, and the Democratic Party. More in the following report.
As the country mourns the death of Zambia's first president, Dr. Kenneth David Kaunda, various opposition political parties have joined hands to celebrate the life of Dr. Kaunda. 5 political party leaders say the death of Dr. Kaunda is a huge loss for the country. The 5 include the United Party for National Development, UPND, Movement for Multi-Party Democracy, MMD, National Restoration Party, NAREP, New Congress Party, and Democratic Party.
I want to thank all of our citizens for the respect that they've accorded Dr. Kaunda over the years. I ask God to guide us during this difficult time. And I also want to offer our sincere condolences once more to the family of Dr. Kaunda, the citizens of Zambia, and the Global Village citizens.
All the freedom that we enjoy today, the peace that we enjoy today, the unity that we have enjoyed ever since independence, we owe it to the character of the person of the late Dr. Kenneth David Kaunda. He brings to us an era that makes us as a people to be unique, as a nation with traditions and values of respect, values of oneness in one Zambia, one nation.
For me, he's been partly my mentor. Somebody that I looked at, he did what he could. We really enjoyed in this country. We enjoyed. I always say, if had it not been for the government of Kaunda, I would not have been here, perhaps. This is the man who educated me from zero to university without paying anything. I do not think that my parents would have made it to take me to school.
Zambia has been known far and wide because of Dr. Kaunda's leadership acumen. And therefore, as a country, we mourn the loss. As a party, we mourn the loss with the Kaunda family as well as the rest of the nation.
It's a death that has come with a very big shock to us as a party. We never anticipated. Our expectation was that our founding father will stay alive until when he clocks around 110 somewhere there, so that he sees this country's peace maintained. However, I'd like to state to the Zambian people that the best way to honor the death of our first Republican president is to make sure that we maintain peace.
With the unity that the country has witnessed during the mourning period of Dr. Kaunda, the hope is peace and unity should continue. David Kajila Mkomongo, reporting for Live TV in Lusaka.
Our Civic Duty Association, or CIDA, has written to the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, to compel the national broadcaster Zambia National Broadcasting Corporation, ZNBC, to give fair coverage to all political players in the country. OCDA chairperson Gilbert Temba, in a letter to ECZ, says ZNBC has shown biased coverage of political players, particularly during the election period. Mr. Temba says the conduct by the national broadcaster is preventing the general public from accessing information to make an informed decision. He says that NBC is abrogating Article 50 of the Constitution of Zambia, which compels the media to give fair coverage to all political players participating in an election. He says the Constitution also gives the mandate to ECZ to prescribe the amount of airtime to be allocated to political players on the public media. We're going to take our first commercial break. More stories coming up next.
Alice just started a small business and is looking to set up her home office. She's currently looking to purchase stylish and professional office furniture, as well as day-to-day stationery items to complete her office look, but doesn't know where to start from. With Penmarks Limited, Alice can set up her home office in no time. Penmarks is the perfect one-stop shop that offers affordable, ergonomic office furniture suitable for different styles, stationery items, as well as printing services for all your business cards, letterheads, flyers, and pen carbon books to give your organization a unique brand identity and get your business up and running. Penmarks offers free delivery to all their corporate clients within Lusaka and have partnered with AfriDelivery and Tigmu to offer delivery to all its other customers to ensure you never run out of products and can also order from the comfort of your home. You can also visit our store situated on plot number 831 North End, Cairo Road, Lusaka, and our sales team will gladly assist you. Penmarks Limited, stationery, printing, office furniture.
back, we continue with the news. Republican President Edgar Lungu has described the late President Chiluba as a great son of Zambia for his great works. In a speech read on his behalf by Vice President Inonge Wina, President Lungu said late President Chiluba dedicated his life to change the political state from one-party state to a multi-party system. Speaking during the 10th memorial ceremony of late President Chiluba, President Lungu said Zambia's economy is growing because of President Chiluba's great contribution. Former Republican President Frederick Chiluba died on the 8th of June 2011. Live TV Esther Tisola attended the ceremony and brought us the following report.
18th June 2021 marks exactly 10 years since the death of Zambia's second Republican President Frederick Titus Jacob Chiluba. Dr. Chiluba has been described by many as a gallant soldier who gave up his life in order for Zambia to be a multi-party state. President Lungu, through his Vice President Mandab Inonge Wina, says Dr. Chiluba shall be remembered through his great works he did of ensuring that the country's economy is growing.
Today, we remember the life of a champion of Zambia's return to multi-party politics, the late second President of the Republic of Zambia, Dr. Frederick Jacob Titus Chiluba, who died 10 years ago on 18th June 2011. In the late 80s, President Chiluba passionately dedicated his life to changing the political landscape of this country from a one-party state to multi-partyism. He believed that there would be no meaningful development of the country without the free participation of every citizen.
And late Chiluba's firstborn daughter, in her touching speech read by Veronica Chiluba, the last born to President Chiluba, has thanked his father for the great love he showed to his family and the nation at large.
His trials were lonely, but he remained steadfast in faith and belief that his Redeemer would come through as he lives. His illness was in tandem, and the assault on him was from every side. Even though his faith didn't falter, it didn't waver. He called on the God of Abraham, Isaac, Moses, and the saints constantly. In turn, encouraged us that though the storm raged, his eyes were above. His lessons of faith encourage us to date to keep moving and believe that nothing is permanent.
Dr. Chiluba served as Zambia's second Republican President for 10 years and declared Zambia as a Christian nation. Live TV News, Jisola Esther, Lusaka.
Meanwhile, late President Chiluba's Memorial Committee Chairperson Yatoma Chikamba has demanded that government returns all property it seized from the late former President Chiluba's family. Mr. Chikamba says government should return the seized properties. He says the late president's family demand to be treated with respect and dignity that they deserve.
As the country celebrates the life of late second Republican President Dr. Frederick Chiluba, calls for the Chiluba family to be given back the property that government got has increased, with many who are voicing out for this cause saying doing so will guarantee that justice has prevailed. These sentiments were strongly echoed by Apostle Dr. Daniel Mvula, who said it's injustice for the family to be denied the properties that rightfully belongs to them.
After an elongated prosecution, yes, he was acquitted, but still we see that some of the things that needed to be restituted back to the family has not been done. And I know what I'm talking about, and I don't want us to be hypocritical about this issue. The family has suffered after the demise of their father. And it is only important that we who are the clergy can speak for those who are marginalized, as God is a God of justice and is a God of reconciliation.
In the same vein, MMD President Nevas Mumba reiterated the call to have the Chiluba family given back whatever they have been denied to have.
The courts acquitted the President Frederick Chiluba, and it's our view as MMD that everything that is due to his family must be given back to his family. I think that's what justice is all about. If we fail to honor those that have saved this country and we refuse to give them what is due to them, it's the country that suffers, spiritually speaking, because we cannot have a blessing as a nation if we do not ensure that justice is served.
And National Congress Party President Peter Chanda challenged the government to give the Chilubas the $8 million that he says rightfully belongs to them.
He stated to say he was advised that as and when his well-wishers want to donate funds, he should use a Zamtrop account which was under the custody of the Special Division. So my call to the government is, let's pay the Chiluba family the $8 million which Judge Musona clearly stated that belonged to Dr. Chiluba. I think that's the first thing. If we talk about the family of Dr. Chiluba going through troubles, there can be no trouble that can be not associated with the lack of adequate finances.
It is the plea of everyone to see to it that justice finally prevails with regards to the family of the Chilubas, even after 10 years of his demise. David Kajila, reporting for Live TV News in Lusaka.
Affairs Minister in the Chiluba regime, Dr. Peter Machungwa, says the death of Dr. Kaunda will be remembered for his great works of liberating the country and the Sub-Saharan region.
He was a leader in bringing independence to southern African countries. He led this was essentially the freedom struggle for Southern Africa, for Rhodesia, then Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Angola, and South Africa itself. He was a towering figure on the world stage. We are grateful that he lived long, but unfortunately, of course, God knows when all of us have to go. We can only hope that God receives his soul. It's a sad day, and I'd like to send condolences to the President of the Republic of Zambia on the death of President Kaunda and to his family.
The University of Zambia, UNZA, says it has with immediate effect suspended all face-to-face learning activities at the university. UNZA Acting Registrar Roger Peary says the university will utilize online learning platforms. He says UNZA will continue with online learning and will not disrupt the calendar. He says all students in campus will have to remain in campus while doing online learning. He adds that there will be no clinical laboratory practical. Lusaka City Council Public Relations Officer Emmanuel Dupikisha says the council has stepped up its effort to fight COVID-19. Mr. Dupikisha said the local authority has embarked on a massive disinfection and sensitization exercise that are aimed at preventing the spread of the virus in public places like markets and bus stations. He says the exercise has also been extended to public institutions like schools, funeral homes, and government offices. He has urged institutions and members of the public to call on the council to have their premises disinfected to combat the further spread of the virus. In a related news item, a concerned members of the Saga Mtendere community has advised members of the general public to observe COVID-19 guidelines. Mr. Tambi Ranjisi says COVID-19 can be defeated if the public adheres to the 15 golden rules for preventing the spread of COVID-19.
I want to encourage my fellow Zambians that no, this disease is real. This disease is real. So what is important for us is to follow what our health workers are advising the community to follow the 5 golden rules. Mask up, observing social distance, and sanitizing, and to avoid unnecessary movements. I think if we can all follow those 5 golden rules, I think we are going to fight this.
Take our final commercial break. Coming up next, international news. Stay tuned.
Alice just started a small business and is looking to set up her home office. She's currently looking to purchase stylish and professional office furniture, as well as day-to-day stationery items to complete her office look, but doesn't know where to start from. With Penmarks Limited, Alice can set up her home office in no time. Penmarks is the perfect one-stop shop that offers affordable, ergonomic office furniture suitable for different styles, stationery items, as well as printing services for all your business cards, letterheads, flyers, and pen carbon books to give your organization a unique brand identity and get your business up and running. Penmarks offers free delivery to all their corporate clients within Lusaka and have partnered with AfriDelivery and Tigmu to offer delivery to all its other customers to ensure you never run out of products and can also order from the comfort of your home. You can also visit our store situated on plot number 831 North End, Cairo Road, Lusaka, and our sales team will gladly assist you. Penmarks Limited, stationery, printing, office furniture.
In international news, Italians are voting to elect a new president, with all but one of the four candidates regarded as headliners. Opinion polls suggest Ephraim Raisi, a conservative Sia Karik, who heads the judiciary, is a clear favorite. Mr. Raisi is an ally of Iran's supreme leader and has been touted as a future possible successor. Descendants and some reformists have called for a boycott, saying the barren of several contenders left by Mr. Raisi will not have serious competition. Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei cast his vote early today morning in Tehran. There is a widespread discontent among Italians at the economic hardship they have faced since the US abandoned a nuclear deal with Iran 3 years ago and reinstated crippling sanctions. And in health news, the World Health Organization says Africa is in the middle of a full-blown third COVID-19 wave. There is need for more vaccination. The total infection have crossed the 5 million mark, and at least 7 African countries have run out of vaccines. South Africa, Morocco, Tunisia, Ethiopia, Egypt have recorded the most virus cases in the continent. Uganda and Namibia experiencing a deadly third wave with dozens of fatality recorded daily. A total of over 100,000 people have succumbed to the virus in different African countries. The Delta variant is in 14 African countries, while the Beta variant first detected in South Africa is in 25 countries. The World Health Organization says there is no clear timeline on when more vaccine will be available, but there is an urgent need for them. And in sports news, the Football Association of Zambia, FAZ, says the league game have been given a go-ahead despite the 21 national mourning in honor of the first Republican President, Dr. David Kaunda. FAZ General Secretary Dixon Chiweya says all football activities will continue as planned, with the new rules set to guide the conduct of all involved. Mr. Chiweya says the club will have to observe a minute of silence, wear black armbands, and not allow any spectator in the stadium. He adds that the game will go on without celebration even when a goal is scored in the game. In a media statement released to Live TV in Lusaka today, FAZ says the club will have to strictly adhere to COVID-19 measures as indicated by health officials. The Olympic Youth Development Center, OYDC, has suspended all sporting activities at the center for a period of 21 days due to the rising numbers of COVID-19 cases. OYDC Chief Executive Officer Dr. Frederick Chitangala says the center cares for athletes and wants to safeguard the lives of athletes by adhering to COVID-19 guidelines. He says the center will review the situation after 21 days. That item marks the end of the news, but before we close, a recap of the headlines. President Edgar Lungu urges the nation and the Kaunda family to look to God in difficult times. Zambia commemorates the late President Frederick Chiluba's 10th memorial service, and Zambia Premier League games to kick off as scheduled. Africa in a full-blown third wave of COVID-19. Thank you very much for watching Live TV Main News. Until next time, it's bye-bye and God bless.